Hi everybody, I'm Miss Dixon and I would like to welcome you to whichever one of my classes through BAVEL that you are taking. I am so excited to have you in class. I'm so excited to work with you all this semester and have lots of great fun. If you are new to BAVEL, welcome. We're glad to have you. And for those of you that are returning for another year, welcome back. Just to let you know a little bit about me, hopefully this will give you just a little bit of insight on if I don't text you back or I don't email you back right away. When I say that I'm a very busy woman, I mean it. First and foremost, I am the mom of two adorable 17-month-old twin girls, Ava and Harper. They are at their grandparents right now, and if it wasn't for that, you would definitely be hearing them in the background. They like to make themselves known, so they take up a lot of my time. I also am a full-time family and consumer sciences teacher at Monroe County High School in Tompkinsville, Kentucky. I'm the only teacher in that department, and I teach several classes through that. I'm also the only FCCLA advisor. I have a very active FCCLA chapter. I also have the state president's advisor. I'm the regional president's advisor, and I also sit on several state and regional and local board of directors. And then on top of that, I teach 9 different classes through BAVEL. Some people say I'm crazy. I just say I'm busy and I like to stay busy, and that's okay. So just be patient with me if you find that I'm not answering you quick enough, or if I get confused on which class you're in. So please bear with me a little bit. So talking about your classes a little bit, some things that I'd like to point out to make some special notes of. DBAs. Because I have so many of you all, and because these classes are a little bit different than what you would normally have in your math or your science, they don't really build on top of each other from unit to unit. They are more of, their units are kind of individualized. They're very independent of each other. So I don't require a DBA for every single unit. I require a DBA for the midterm and the final. Now, those are the only 2 quizzes or tests that will be password protected. So you have to schedule a DBA with me through my You Can Book Me site. And I'll try to do those every day between 3 and 4. Now, there will be some days that something may come up. I may have a doctor's appointment with one of my kids, or I may have an after-school meeting. I will try to let you all know in advance if there's a day that I'm not available, or if I notice you've booked that day, I may shoot you an email and be like, hey, can you reschedule, so that we can work through that. Also, depending on your course, you may need some materials for some of your labs. If you're taking fashion and interior design, you may have to sew something for one of your labs. So at the beginning of a unit, if you will, just go through and go ahead and look at those labs, look at those assignments, so that you can make note of what you need and you can make preparations for that. That way you don't get to, the day or 2 before it's due or even after it's due and say, oh no, I need to go to Hobby Lobby or I need to go to Joann's and pick up this stuff, so that you can know that well in advance. I don't give a penalty for late assignments. I know that you all are busy. Some of you all are taking super heavy course loads, and I know you have lots of stuff to do. And if you're in one of those classes that does have a very intensive lab, like culinary or fashion or cosmetology, you're going to have several things that you're going to have to do. They're kind of intense when it comes to those labs. So I do give quite a bit of leeway there. Now, there will come times when, if I notice you're missing several assignments, or several assignments are overdue, I'm going to go through and I'll plug in zeros. That way, in real time, you all can see what your grade is going to be. But you are more than welcome. I will allow retries on those so that you can go ahead and you can submit those, and then I'll get your real grade in there. If I notice you're getting quite a bit behind if you've got zeros for several units. I will be contacting you just to remind you, see what's up, make sure everything's okay, and see if there's anything I can do to help you. But other than that, please feel free to email or text me as needed if you have questions. When you email me, please, I do ask that you use proper grammar. Please don't make me sit there and try to decipher what you're trying to tell me. Just read over those emails once or twice before you send them, making sure that I won't have to spend a lot of time trying to decode them. I also ask that you make sure you put your name as it's in my system. If you go by a nickname, I may not realize who you are. If your last name's Smith, I may have 4 or 5 different Smiths. So if your name in my buzz is different than what you're putting on your email, I may not really know who it is. Also, please put your course name. Like I said, I have 9 different courses, and that's a lot of students. So it takes quite a bit of time if I'm trying to figure out what course you go in, especially if you're in multiple courses of mine. So if you'll do that, and then if you are having a question on a specific unit, a specific lab, or whatever, please make note of that so that we can get everything cleared up. All of my information is on your Getting Started page, so feel free to look at that. But like I said, if you have any questions, anything I can do to help you, please feel free to contact me. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'm looking forward to a wonderful semester.